Greetings everybody and welcome to G4G Games for Gamers. I am your host, Napalm Dawn, and today we're here taking a look at the newest hero in Heroes of the Storm for some people, and this is Artanis. He is a Protoss that is coming to us via the way of pre-ordering Legacy of the Void. Now, interesting music for this. I think this chiptune will fit. So, basically, you get him from pre-ordering Legacy of the Void, and you get access to him a little bit early before he is actually permanently released. His Q is a blade dash, where he dashes forward and dashes back. W is a twin blade, which makes him attack immediately, just swing swing. Phase Prism is sort of like a Diablo-ish gank, except for the point that you basically swap places. R is a big AoE suppression pulse that can be fired anywhere on the map. It is similar to Nova's orbital bombardment. Purifier Beam is a laser that treks after a particular target, similar to Rainer's Raiders, except that it comes down from the sky and follows them. His trait is Shield Overload. When he gets to below 50% health, he activates a rather large shield, and his basic attacks, or auto attacks, reduce the cooldown of it. And there are certain combinations that can make this get reduced pretty quickly. Alright, so let's take a look at him over here. Right now, none of his other skins are in the game, just his default set. His master is not, and what would be his bundle is not. So here at level 1, we have a Resonance Phase Prism refunds mana and cooldown if you miss. Reactive Parry, Twin Blades reduce incoming basic attack, so it's kind of like a block. Amateur Opponent increased Twin Blades damage versus non-heroic enemies. And Seasoned Marksman. For kind of a tanky build, I would think Reactive Parry would be pretty good. We'll jack the level up here. Well, no, okay, not 30. We'll just go to 20. Shield Battery reduces shield overload cooldown if it expires. Lethal Alacrity, increased blade dash range and speed by 30%. Phase Prism grants attack speed. Templar's Zeal, blade dash recharges faster when at low health. So this is kind of like his get out of jail free card over here. If it lasts for the full duration. Interesting. We'll go with Shield Battery for this. Warp Sickness, Phase Prism slows enemies. So that would be good if, like this Arthas, you walked up to him and eat him into the base. Oh, that was, I'm sorry, that was actually, oh yeah, that was weird. It didn't bring him through. Let's see what happened there. Oh yeah, it must not have brought him through the turret for some particular reason. Solarite Reaper increases blade dash damage. Blade dash reduces shield overload cooldowns. Using ability empowers the next basic attack. This one is very good for his tankiness. I'm going to go with Purifier Beam. Phase Bulwark, shield overload reduces incoming ability damage. Twin Blade strike 3 times. Believe it or not, these two are as equally tanky because his attacks are basic. So by using 3 attacks, you reset the cooldown of this very, very quickly. Phase Prism pulls in another hero or Burning Rage. Shield Surge, Shield Overload grants a burst of shields. Twin Blades causes you to charge. Twin Blades deals more damage versus heroes. Twin Blades makes enemies take more damage. So if you were going tanky, Shield Overload. And here, increases shield overload basic attack reduction. That's very tanky. This is a little bit offensive. And If the target of the Purifier Beam dies, it automatically recasts on the nearest enemy hero. Sort of like triple tap resetting for Nova, except this is done automatically. So we're going to go Super Tank over here. And I'm going to get beat on by these turrets for a little bit, just to reduce my health. So I want these minions to pass, as I just kind of want to deal with the turrets over here. But his health regen seems to be pretty fast. Okay, so the shields are up. And you'll notice the shields are available again, but they're still on me. See, if you watch that, well, we're out of, so let's fight this Arthas for a little bit, since he has his aura up. So as you can see, I mean, he's got his AoE up, and I'm hanging in there, and nothing is happening to me. So we'll go in on the base a little bit here in a moment. I think he is going to be a very, very good target for Morales. I think if Morales is sitting behind Artanis over here, he's going to be phenomenal. Because once his shields activate, Morales is probably going to be able to peel off and heal somebody else for just a brief few moments and let his shields take over. So here they are again. Now Arthas really isn't fighting me at this point. And that's one of, right there, you saw one of what could be his weaknesses over there. I prismed in and got prismed into the tower. I mean, it was on purpose, but that's one thing that you're gonna have to watch. So here I am fighting a hero and fighting a Disneyland, and I'm not doing too bad. I was able to hang in there, so that was probably, for this build, right at the level of where he can actually be viable. Probably anything more than that, he's going to start taking a little bit of damage, but I hung in there pretty well. Now, if we were to go a more attack build than that one, which was considerably tanky, you could go with Amateur Opponent, which is probably good for wave clear, but probably Seasoned Marksman would be good. Over here, Lethal Alacrity would probably be good, but Chrono Surge would also be good. And this is good for tankiness, because if you get an attack speed boost, you're going to cool down your shields that much quicker. The problem is that you may want to activate this to get this rolling and then put yourself in a really bad position. So this is a little risky. Shield Battery might be safer if you're not quite comfortable with him yet. Solarite Reaper increases blade dash damage or follow through. Either one of these should probably be very good for going a more offensive style. Follow through is probably not a bad idea at all, because you're almost always going to be dashing in to initiate. So, but the thing is, if you were to dash in, you don't really have enough time for an auto attack. You'd have to walk back in. So I'm going to go with Solarite Reaper. Go with the Purifier Beam again. I will go with Triple Strike. Psionic Wound for a vulnerability, and Nexus Blades. So this beam is sticking, so he's moving pretty quickly. He's actually moving ahead of the beams. So that's something you may have to watch out for. Speed boosted heroes may not be the best to use that on. A Lily might be tough, like a Vala dashing out, a Diablo charging out, a Kerrigan charging to a friendly minion may be tough to track down. My guess is that the suppression is going to be really good on maps with global objectives. So like your curses in Cursed Hollow would be good. Perhaps Sky Temple. I honestly don't think it would be that good for the Dragon Shrines, because yeah, you've hit somebody, but it's not really resetting a cooldown unless the enemy has both shrines and you're smacking somebody waiting to cap the dragon. So like here, if I had gone Phase Prism increases attack speed and I used it, I may have absolutely dashed into the range of the towers. And it does seem that if you dash in and a Disneyland targets you, it's going to follow you out. So if we watch this, I'm going to get targeted. Well, that one actually hit while I was there, but it does seem like it definitely follows you out, so be prepared for that damage. And as you can see, I did 3 quick 314s, and then the vulnerability jacked it up about 80 points. So that's what I think would be some good attack builds and a rather good defensive build. So we're going to refresh the fort. We're going to reset the talent. And I'm going to try to go one-on-one with the turrets again with a defensive build. We'll go with reactive parry. Chrono Surge only hits a hero, so like this is not going to be a good wave clear talent for him. So in this one, Shield Battery would be good. We'll go with Psionic Synergy again. This time we'll pick Suppression Pulse. We will go with the Triple Strike. We will go with Shield Surge. And we will go with the additional charge. So I'm going to sit here and take a pounding. So we're just about there. Alright, the shields are up. So now I have 2 turrets and a hero on me. Or at least now 2 turrets and some minions. And my health is hanging about 33, bumped up to 38. So as you can see, these shields are really hanging in there. Something, if you're fighting him, that you may want to watch out for. Let's say I was trying to leave the base over here, and I'm running out, and I've got a bunch of people down here chasing me. Void Prism to swap places as a boost to get away. So that's something you may want to watch for. You may not want to ever be in front of Artanis' escape route if he's trying to get out. I would think anybody who is relatively good with Kerrigan now is going to have a little bit of advantage for the positioning. I'm going to see if I can try to combo in the middle of the dash and see what happens. My guess is no. Okay, what it does is it stores the Phase Prism, and it uses it right after everything about the dash is done. So we'll take a look at that again. We'll set up for the dash. So dash. Probably good for escape to really mess somebody up. If somebody's over here and you dash out, you dash back in, Void Prism to throw them behind you. And could be good for a lot of burst to finish somebody off and maybe a decent way of getting away. So I'm going to position myself out. So we're going to pretend I'm trying to leave. So obviously it didn't fall, but it may be somewhat okay for swapping places to get out. But the Prism, you need a little bit of distance. If they really started to run away, you'd be good to go. Alright, well, we're going to pause for now and see if we can get into a live match over here.